Hi, I'm Mary Bartos with the Bartos Group of Premier Plus Realty, and today I'm here with Paul Huber. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Mary.
You know, Paul is with Harbour Insurance, and in the news these days is flood insurance. You can't get really away from it.
Right.
And as a homeowner, you know, personally, I called Paul to say, Paul, how does this affect me? And we just want to give you a little high overview of how that could affect you potentially, and how Paul could help you. So, Paul, can you give us a little overview of what's changed?
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes within the flood through the federal government. Last January, rates started to change for pretty much every insurance policy. And then here on October 1st, the Bigger Water Act became effective, and that also has changed rates in the process and the way we do flood insurance.
Okay.
And it affects different policyholders differently. So really what needs to happen is to have an evaluation of what your current flood situation is, if you're required to have it,
Okay.
And to evaluate whether it might be beneficial if you do not have an elevation certificate. And an elevation certificate is something that measures how high your home is built versus what the base flood is. If you don't have one of those, we can help you evaluate if getting one of those would be beneficial from a cost standpoint or not.
Okay. Now, I know there's a big magic date in 1979. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, not to get too technical, but 1979 is when the county introduced flood maps. So they established what the base flood plain is. And so once they established where the base flood is, the homeowners are required, or new homes were required to be built above that floodplain. Well, since they didn't have that established prior to 1979, you know, there's no way to determine how high or how low a home is built based on the base flood elevation that was established in 1979. So those homes that are older than that have to establish, you know, whether their home is built above this floodplain or below it, and when you have determined whether it's higher or lower, that's going to determine your rates. Obviously, if the house is built above the base flood elevation, the insurance rates are fairly reasonable. When you start to get your home and you figure out your home has been built and is below the base flood elevation, that's where the cost can really start to add up.
Okay, so again, it's not a huge concern for everyone, but everyone needs to kind of take a look at it, see how it impacts them, and really talk to you, Paul, to see, you know, where they are in that process and how much it's going to cost.
Absolutely, and we would be able to help out anyone. Thank you.
Great. Well, Paul, thanks again for coming in. We appreciate it. And I'm Mary Bartos with the Bartos Group of Premier Plus Realty, and we can't wait to see you again here in Paradise.